everyone, welcome back again to the channel, to Luthi's Archery TV. So I really wanted to go out and I wanted to shoot my recurve bow because I just did the little segment there with the traditional, wanted to get into the recurve side of things, but then looking at my arrows, I'll just show you because it's actually quite sad. But so my arrows here, if you notice, I'm kind of, every single one of these that I have is either busted, broken, missing, and it needs some work. So what I wanted to do today was actually show you how to, so again, this is for a recurve setup. These arrows set up here. So these don't use your typical normal vanes, like the plastic or the feather that I've kind of shown you already, that you use like on a compound or a traditional. These ones use what's called a spin vane. If you look at that, you see that kind of let me get that angle on there. See how that's kind of curved and twisted like that? So, and this is what they mostly use for recurve, or for like your Olympic archery type shooting. Now, with these particular vanes here, I mean, these have been some really good vanes. These are the spin wings, but as you can tell, they're not the most durable type. I've pretty much burned through all of these, so I've upgraded. So I actually have some vanes here. These are actually really cool. They're really shiny blue metallic. They are called these are spider vanes. They're actually the same ones that Brady Ellison shoots. Brady Ellison's been let's see, 2-time silver Olympic, and yeah, I think on the teams and that, but he's got 2 silvers and a bronze. But this little fella here is, what's really nice about this guy here is he's got these extra little kind of tabs on the end, so you can actually tie them on there. But the curve on that, I don't know if you can see that all too well. The camera's trying to focus too much on me. My face is pretty, but you know, that's not the point. Anyway, so we're going to go through and I'm going to show you how to kind of get these guys set up on the arrows here. First of all, I just need to kind of go through and just kind of clean these up, strip these off. Now, the cool thing about these types of arrows is it actually uses a it's all just taped down. There's no messy glue or anything else like that. It does take, there's a different kind of method as far as like getting them applied, but I'll go through and walk you through all that. But real quick, I'm just going to go through, rip all these guys off, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Just like that, you have a nice sticky ball of mess of all the old veins. Now that I actually got one of these off, I'll kind of put these two veins side by side. So your regular spin wing versus your versus the spider veins here. Now again, you can put this over right. So on this one here, again, you have a little bit more like little tail room over on this side and this side here. What's really nice about that is you can get a good tight wrap on the arrows and not worry about like compressing, like flattening out the veins at all. Whereas like the spin wings here, it really kind of just tapers off and just kind of cuts off there. And there's, I mean, you can get it on there, but usually when you put the wrap down on there, it can flex and open up the veins a little bit. I don't know. I really like this setup here where you have that extra room so that you can have that full curve to the vane itself. But now that I got everything all cleaned up, and I'm sticking around. So now, as far as like getting the actual placement for the different vanes and that, what I found actually really helpful in this sense is to use just your regular arrow jig. So like I said, I've got my little A&E Easy Fletch here. So what I'd have you do, let's see, once we get one of these guys all locked in here, so I need some type of reference or line so I can put down the tape on there, so I can get that good, you know, kind of a helical to it, or at least try and keep them spaced out evenly, right? So the nice thing is where it has these little slots in here. I'm just gonna take my take a little lead pencil or something like that, and just kind of go through here and just do a little mark in between. each one of these, and just again, just some type of basic reference, just so I know these are all kind of spaced apart properly and that. You can honestly use any type of jig, even if you just have like a bits and burger type or just a little clamp on type. Just put the clamp on there, just put a mark off to the side there, twist it, mark off to the side. Same general idea. Now, a lot of these, they already have marks on there because they had veins from the previous time that I did them, so we don't have to go through each one of these. Now, it is, depending on the type of jig that you have, like if you have one of those clamp jigs, it's a little bit easier to use like a Sharpie. The pencil that you can't really see all too well. Okay, now if you notice, again, it just depends on the right type of lighting, and like I said, it's a lot easier if you can get a Sharpie versus a pencil, but you can kind of see that little line that's right there. Now basically, as you rotate that around, there's another one right there, and there's a third one. So now, just kind of eyeballing it and getting the little double stick tape that's put on there. Again, once you have your arrows all marked up, honestly, the easiest way is kind of get it and just kind of tuck it in the side here. Anyway, and then you'll grab your 3M tape here. I can peel it off just one. I just want one. So that's already sticky on there. So then you just kind of get this guy, kind of lay it up the best you can on that line that you can see. And find the next one. I try to put them on the left hand side of the line. Again, you can do whatever. It's honestly just as easier for me to see, so that's why I put it on the left side of that line, but it doesn't matter too much. As long as it's all done the same way every time. And having that, I think they purposely made these stickies long so that if you do goof or something like that, you can always cut them off or trim them up at the end. That's two. Get the third one here. And that one goes right there. Alright. So, heads up. Careful when you're tearing those off because the rest of the sticky still left on the page there. So that's, yeah, that'll work. You got that all evened out. Alright, so now you just take that back end part and just peel that off. Add to our pile. Those little buggers were stuck on there pretty good. Alright, so now I've got the, if it'll focus, you can see like you got the little strip, or you got the little strips and all that on there. So now honestly, like as far as like the distance between the back or do a little bit more forward, honestly, easiest rule of thumb is just take about like your pinky knuckle, give it about an inch or so or something like that, and then you can add, or that's where you can plug your vein in or set your vein in on. It doesn't have to be exact. If you want to play with it, you can. There's not necessarily a difference. Now with these ones, I have to remember, okay, so there's a kind of a skinnier, so the fat end up top here, always make sure you do the right end first. Again, just kind of tuck this up in here, armpit, and then give it about knuckle length or so. Once you get the first vein down, then you can use that as like a template for the rest of them. But then you just set that on there, give it a little, just kind of press it down a little bit, and then like I said, you still have a ton of excess kind of sticky stuff there, but basically then just next one, flip it around, same thing, get the same general height. And line up the bottom edge of the vein on the far right side of that sticky so it gets good adherence. And next one. Come on, these guys stick together. Only want one. Okay, and this guy, flip. And he'll go right there, we'll say. Okay. Right, there we go. Beautiful. Now it's coming together. Okay, look at that prettiness. Phew. And that, well, It's almost there. Like I said, so now we have to do the wraps on the top. So that's where we have this stuff here. Again, I don't think it matters too much about like the bottom wrap, or just as long as it sticks. This is just blue. It's cool. All right. I like this setup here because it's already pre-cut. The roll, like the rolls that I have here, you have to, once you wrap around, you have to like break it off. So having an exact kind of trimmed setup here. There we go. And then what you do here is just, I like to kind of do it backwards here. All I'll do is just take that, put it on the top part, and then just kind of keep it nice and tight. Boop, not too tight. Come on. Get back there. Alright, got that on there. Once you get kind of a wrap on there, then just kind of twist so you get a nice, ooh, look at that. Nice tight little wrap. And then boom. There we go. Not my face. Look at the arrow. There we go. Anyway, and do the same thing with the bottom, really. So peel off this little guy here. Put it to the bottom edge. Anything, put your thumb on there, at least for the first little half wrap of the arrow, and then just wrap her up like a mummy. Don't pull too tight. Alright. Thanks, I'll put that on there. Okay, perfect. Now that is looking shiny and glorious in that little sunlight. And then you still have, like I said, a leftover kind of double stick that's on the top there. And again, once you just get to that point, you just kind of pull, break it off, and cleans it up nice and pretty. All right, look at them pretties. So I went through, got a few of these done. Again, this is the one that has the super amount of wraps around it. Anyway, so got a few more here that I got to go do, but you know, again, this is kind of tedious. I mean, it's therapeutic to me anyway. But I found this little trick. I actually saw this on YouTube once. If you just go like this, holy crap! Yeah, that makes life so much easier. Actually, it took me quite a while to go through and get all these done, so I just saved you guys the trouble there. So now I got a whole arsenal set up here, and just look at that curve. The other thing I want to show you is like the actual like curl down these. So when you look down the back, man, them's look good. All right, so now that I finally got all these set up, now we can actually go out and go shooting, and actually not be embarrassed that I don't have any arrows that are fletched up. Now, before I get too far, there is one last little pro tip that I want to show you guys when it comes to the spin wings here. Because what tends to happen is, because it is the double stick tape and because you do have those curved type of vanes and that, when you have your arrow stuck in your quiver, if you get them too tight, they will stick to each other. Now, and the nice thing about these particular vanes is they're tough enough or whatever, you can just break them apart, but after a while, you know, that kind of gets annoying that you have to unstick them every single time. So, remedy to that, or from what a few people have shown me, is they use baby powder or talcum powder or something like that. Basically, what we do, so I took a little bit here and put it in a bowl. And then just grabbed, you know, still one of the wife's makeup brushes or something. This is just a regular paintbrush. Don't steal your wife's makeup brush if she gets mad easily. And then basically, once you get a nice little dabble of powder on there, just kind of go through there and just kind of coat those little edges. Note to self: get some stuff so that it doesn't get all over the table. Yeah. Okay, that's a little better. So now we got something that we're not going to get table too dirty with. But again, just grab a little dabble, little powder like that on brush there, and you can go ahead and be liberal with that. This basically will just help keep it so that the other veins will not always get kinked or clogged up all the time in there. And this is really hard to do with camera in one hand and brush in the other. So basically kind of go through all that, and then, you know, after a while you can just get this, you just kind of get this cleaned off, so kind of tap it off. And then, but that way it'll keep it from getting stuck together, like you saw with those other veins over there. All right. And then if you're really worried about it, you can grab some, or you can kind of clean that off if you want to. Again, it's no big deal. So just because I'm OCD, actually no, sorry, it's CDO. It has to be in alphabetical order. So I had to go through and I went and I got all these cleaned off. So I got all the extra white powder and all that turned off. So I just wanted to show you here. So throwing that little bit of baby powder on there, because before, I mean, like I said, I barely clumped them together and 3 of them were hanging from each other. Now I can get this and I can kind of twist, rotate that all I want. Try to get them stuck. Let me see if I can get 2 of these to. That's usually a good spot right there, but no, that's not pegging for nothing. So that is a huge little help. I mean, it's more of a nuisance than anything. Like, it's not going to hurt your arrows if you do or don't. It's just one of those little convenient things. When you go to try to grab your arrow, it's stuck, and then you got to peel it off, and then you got to worry about your fletchings being torn off. So just a cool little tip right there. So anyway, I hope you found everything helpful here. A couple little hints and tricks there to help you out. So if you have any questions, comments, or whatever, go ahead and hit those down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Again, hit that subscribe button and that notifications bell just so that you can see all the new videos as I post them as they start coming along. Again, keep up with that archery life, and thank you so much for the support.